First of all, I come from a very secular family. My dad is a kibbutznik. Kibbutzniks are known to be in Israel the ones who have the least connection to any kind of Judaism. And my mom, she came from also a very secular home in Ramat Gan. So I never had any religious background. And the IDF, they have a project called the Mission for Soldiers Who Did Their Job Well. And basically they send every year like 200 soldiers or less Israelis who go to work in American summer camps during their army service. And my company commander had no idea what it was about. He's like, Asaf, do you speak English? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, okay, I'm sending you to something, Jewish agency, I have no idea what it is, just go. So I went to the day where they like screen you in the interviews, and I passed the day. And then they told me, all right, you're flying to Ramah, California. Well, before camp I never had the Shabbat tradition. For me, Shabbat was like the day that you don't go to school. There wasn't anything Shabbati about my lifestyle. And what I really liked about camp, first of all, is the Shabbat services on Friday, the Kabbalat Shabbat. But I remember, like, from the experiences of some of my peers, that they're like, oh my God, like there's a woman reading from the Torah, and for some of them who aren't Orthodox, it was very different. It was very difficult because Israelis have the saying of the temple I don't go to is an Orthodox one. It's a very powerful thing because over, the past 20 years, you have, I don't know, a few thousand former shlichim who come back to Israel with the view that you can't have like a system where men and women are equal also in Jewishly. Even if you don't believe in God to participate in the tefillah, in Israeli eyes it seems very weird, and I feel like in American eyes it makes sense. Like, it's not that weird that you're going to temple even if you don't believe in God, because it's a community thing. And over here, we're not at the same spot yet. Hopefully we will be one day. After my first summer, I came back with a high. We bring all these shlichim to go to America, and we bring the Americans to come here to Israel, but there's so much we need to take from American Jewish community and bring back here. And I think it's the different streams of Judaism we can take from America, and I think it's the pluralism and being a more liberal society, and I think it's the whole concept of tikkun olam and social justice. I work in Israel education, and for me, if you want to make Israel as a part of your Jewish identity, a part of your Jewish life, and I can help you with that, it doesn't matter to me if you're Reform, Modern Orthodox, Conservative. If people are willing to listen, if people are willing to make Israel part of their Jewish identity, I can work with them. I feel the amazing thing about the Mifgashim, it's the fact that they're able to put a face in Israel education. In America, Israel education takes a big part of like Jewish identity and Jewish education. So all of a sudden you have a human face in Israel. And sometimes it's a face you like, and sometimes it's a face you don't like. And you make these personal connections that for me, this is the real the real Israel education. Last siege. So what King Hezekiah did, this is what we're about to go into. He dug up a tunnel. There are two miracles. This is not my quote, it's a quote I heard from someone else. There are two miracles happening in the world for the past 70 years. And one of them is the establishment of a Jewish state, which is an amazing miracle, and there's so much to take from here. And the other hand is the establishment of the most successful Jewish diaspora since the golden age of Spain. My dream is that we'll have like American shlichim in Israel, and not only Israeli shlichim in America. I think these communities don't work together, and I feel like here in Israel, we feel like we have the leading role, and I think in America that's the same feeling, like in the high levels of American Jewish community, and I think it should be a partnership.
השביל הזה מתחיל כאן